weekend.
Yes, it is.
We cannot do any burning today because it's an extreme fire hazard. And didn't you say that some of the places can like spontaneously ignite at this point?
Not quite that bad. We've really had no appreciable rain again this month. So yes, burn restrictions are in place. Certainly,
Which means no burn barrel.
No burn barrel, no biochar. It's not as bad, nearly as bad as what's happening out west. And so certainly our hearts go out to all of the farmers and ranchers out west. So for today, I think we're going to, and it's also going to be hot and sunny again. So I think what we're going to be doing is going into the backwoods and working more on the trails.
Right. So that brings me to a question, Steve, because we've been getting questions from our subscribers.
Have we?
Yes, we have.
Isn't that exciting?
And so the first question is, why do you want trails on your property? I mean, a lot of people just leave their forests alone and let them grow.
Trails to hike, trails to snowshoe in the winter. And then these trails also allow us to get back into the woods to start to deal with some of the dead and decaying trees. So we need to clear that. So it just makes it easier to get to different parts of the property.
Okay.
Yep.
I got another question for you, Steve. The people want to know, are we really eating off the farm?
We are really eating off the farm. And then we are eating off of the grocery store.
So here's the thing. I now have even more respect for Laura Ingalls Wilder and her family.
Oh, I see.
And really all the people who settled this land. I don't know what they were thinking, why they picked this cold, rocky. Anyway. So here's what I have learned. The first year that the settlers came here, there's no wonder that so many of them died. Because not only did they not have houses yet, and there's bear and wolves and coyotes and all sorts of other scary things, not only do you have those predators, not only do you have to clear all the rocks out of the ground and move the trees and the tree stumps and everything else in order to grow a little plot of food, but what I have come to appreciate in a new way is that food does not ripen all at the same time. So unless, I know you give a knowing nod, this is somewhat of a revelation to me.
I just want everyone who's watching this to go back to the food challenge video and just note my face and my smile during that video.
I was excited. I had the enthusiasm.
And I went right with you.
It was supposed to. I know. And you know what? I love that about you. Well done.
Yes.
So basically, if I didn't make exceptions to the challenge, and by exceptions I mean throw it out. If I didn't make exceptions to the challenge, the only thing we would have to eat right now is bitter lettuce, because everything has gone to bolt now, and everything is bitter and kind of nasty. And yes, it's edible, but it's not. And I don't want to not have peaches and raspberries and blueberries, because they're all in the grocery store now, and they haven't bloomed on my farm yet. But so I thought of a new challenge.
Oh.
So the new challenge is that later on, a
few decades into the future.
No. Later on, like a few months, we try to do a period of time yet to be determined. Maybe just a couple hours. Right. We try to do a period of time where we eat only things that came from our garden farm.
Got it. Okay.
So, that will still encourage me to harvest.
Yes.
And that's what I'm thinking.
Okay.
Is that cheating too much?
No.
My son says,
very fair.
And do you think that's fair?
Absolutely.
Okay. All right. And let's just have a small second of silence for all of those people who came before us who really only had the bitter lettuce to survive on.
Yep.
It was not a good time, people.
No.
All right, enough about that. So we can't do the burn barrel. We can't do the charcoal. What are we going to do today?
We are going to work on the areas of the trail that are difficult to get around with Slim and the flail.
Right. So like when Slim is at like this,
Yeah,
you know,
I'm
like
not-
30-degree angle.
Yeah, not a fan of sideways angles.
You know what I want to fix?
What?
I want to get rid of all the trees that I hit when
Yep.
I was driving yesterday. I mean,
yes.
I just think
We would literally not have a forest. Literally not have a forest if we took care of every tree you hit yesterday.
I wasn't that bad.
Oh,
But, you know, it hangs behind Slim. So when Slim turns...
It was literally terrifying.
It really frustrated him. You were...
It was an hour and a half where I saw my life flashing before my eyes repeatedly. Just want to say that to all of our friends out there. I think
wasn't that bad.
I think I controlled my utter terror.
We did have
really
to.
well.
Did have to unhook the flail twice and drag it back to Slim and reattach it because I had gotten it so wedged
Yes.
places.
How many times did we detach it the previous time?
Are you trying to say none, Steve? Is that what you're
yes,
trying to say?
yes.
That when he's driving, we don't have to detach the flail?
I'm seeing a pattern.
I enjoy driving it more.
But we are going to remove all of those trees so
That's
that
right.
anyone who wants to
So
drive
it's no
can
longer an
drive.
issue.
That's
Exactly.
right. We don't want
Exactly.
issues.
We do not
You
want
don't
issues.
want, here's another tip that we've learned, you don't want marital issues when flailing your paths in the woods.
Yes, and
Yes.
here's another rule. You don't want issues with power equipment that can hurt you.
That's true too.
Yeah,
Yeah.
so let's just be issue free.
Well, there we go. That's what we're
Okay.
going to do today. We're going to get rid of our issues.
I'm going to have to put on some jeans, and so are you, if we're
Yep.
going back in
We're going back.
the backwoods.
Yes. Yeah, and the deer flies have arrived, so that will make it all the more pleasant.
You know, it's just one
I
joy
love,
after
I love
another.
getting buzzed by deer flies.
You know what I'm looking forward to?
What?
The end of the day and the pizza that comes from the grocery store.
Oh no, that's grown in the garden. Frozen pizzas. That's why you do elevated raised beds, because in raised beds you can actually do deep dish Chicago style frozen pizzas. It's phenomenal.
It
We'll
is
get a video
amazing.
of that.
We have learned so much from
We'll
the
get a
internet,
video of
haven't
that.
we?
Yes, absolutely.
All right,
right.
say goodbye, Steve.
Goodbye. Got all the tree roots. This will be fun. But it's pretty loose soil. And then we can put some of that shredded mulch down.
You mean that mulch that we shredded just last weekend?
Yes.
Sweet. So you can see we're just scraping it from one side and tossing it on the other. It would be nice to do what?
To bring Big Blue, our tractor. But we can't really get it down the ravine.
Yeah,
So,
I would be scared to drive it. It would fit on these trails though, wouldn't it?
oh yeah, fit on the trails. It's getting it to the trails. That would be
That's
an
right.
adventure.
So that, you know, because we don't want it to roll off of the trails.
Oh, we'd prefer not to.
Yeah,
So,
okay.
we'll manual it. But it's definitely making progress.
So how's it going over there, Steven?
It's going good.
I think you're making progress.
Yeah, this is a good project. I like this. You see the progress, and none of this is going to grow back. We'll trench a little on the outside to carry the water, so it doesn't just rush over our new road, our new path. So I'm pleased.
It's about time you had a project that you really enjoyed.
Isn't that the truth?
But this is better, huh?
Much better.
Okay.
It's digging. How can it be better than digging?
Well, it could not be 90 degrees in digging.
Yeah, we're in the shade. It's in the woods.
All right, Steve, are you happy?
Yeah, we're continuing to make progress, and you can see we've started to line the low side
Yeah.
with oak that had come down last summer, and I'm seeing a very good use of the cedar trees that we're going to be starting to drop, because that'll be significantly more decay resistant.
Yeah.
And so we can limb them all up and drag them back in here, and we have nice cedar lined paths.
Yeah.
Yeah.
At least in the areas where we need to shore things up.
Exactly. That way you don't have it all rushing along.
And we don't have to haul all the brush out. Yeah, that's a plus.
Sounds good.
Look at that, you guys. No longer a death trap. Woohoo for us.
I'm going to enjoy making that one flat.
So is that way better?
That is way better.
Excellent. Okay, back and forth 29 times.
All right.
So after you drove slim on it,
Yep.
what are your thoughts?
We have made significant progress. It's much better. Slim fits fine.
Uh-huh.
We have this bottom part is still not to my liking.
Still a little too sloped for you?
Yeah.
Okay.
And then I don't think that the flail mower will actually fit on the trail all the way. So that we will have to deal with.
Right.
Yeah.
We should have brought a tape measure, huh?
Yeah, that would have been helpful.
Yeah.
Okay, so now we're showing you what we did. There is our leveled path. And Lee's gonna drive down and I'll take video, and it is a significant improvement. We've got much of it lined with logs, and we'll pack further in and we'll bring some mulch. But you can see how we widened it and leveled it. I am much happier with how it is. Excellent. And there's our way home.
Well, Steve, another successful day of work.
We had a good day today, yes.
We did well.
Very productive.
So, the path is not perfectly level now.
Oh, it's perfect. Absolutely perfect.
Yeah, no, it's really not perfectly level.
Within like a millimeter of variance. It's incredible. They'll see it on the video. It's perfect. Couldn't be better.
It is much better than we started.
It is a very, very good job.
And so now we drove over it a couple of times.
Yep.
So does this mean that you aren't as worried about the UTV just rolling down the ridge?
It feels much more secure, and
Yeah.
more importantly, when we are flailing, the flail mower is not going to keep trying to go downhill and get caught on the birch tree.
Right.
So that's my favorite part of that project. So it feels more secure.
Okay.
Feels less defined.
Okay, excellent.
And then I think the flail will be easier in.
I hope so.
keeping-
And it should be wide enough for the flail now,
I hope
right?
so. But if it's not, we just
We just go out there and
Make it
sweat a
wider.
little more.
Yep. We made good progress.
Yeah, we
Whether
did.
or not I'll be able to get out of bed tomorrow, that's another question.
Well, you did take Advil.
I did. I took 3 Advil. So that's
That's
good.
awesome.
Yep.
That's awesome.
I'll alternate with some Tylenol.
That's very good. I
Yeah.
think that's wise.
Yep.
Yes.
And now we get to go for a hike on the path that
And
we
see
just
what
did.
we did.
I'm looking forward to that.
I am too.
Yes.
Let's go.
Okay.